About a week ago, I made a video talking about what I think Kings Dominion is adding in 2020. What I settled on was a small wing coaster and maybe some other little things. But recently, there have been yet again new developments into Kings Dominion's 2021 coaster, and I have to say, they're kind of disappointing. The rumor turned from an extremely tiny wing coaster to something that I think a lot of people will not like, a SNS 40 free spin. Yes, you heard me right, Kings Dominion could possibly get a 40 free spin. I know everyone has a lot of questions about this. You might be thinking, why would Kings Dominion do this? Is Cedar Fair becoming like Six Flags? And this is a lame replacement for Volcano. I'm going to try to answer all those questions in this video, so stay tuned as I discuss the possibility of Kings Dominion getting a 40 free spin and what I think about all this. Let's start with the context. This rumor was brought to us by KDFans.com, the same people which brought us the wing coaster rumor and the crypt demolition plans which were leaked the other day. Now I know there are those skeptics out there who may not think this site is legit, especially because it looks like the wing coaster may not come to fruition, and I totally get the skepticism. But for me, I'm going to assume that this site is legit, especially because it's affiliated with BGWFans.com, which has been known to be extremely accurate. Anyway, so the new rumor is that KDFans.com apparently has obtained documents which state that Kings Dominion has or is still currently working with SNS Worldwide to design a 40 free spin for the park. Now this would be ready in 2021. First off, I understand how many enthusiasts are taking this as bad news, because it's definitely disappointing to get downgraded from a wing coaster to this. A 40 free spin is not nearly as good as a ride as a wing coaster. But I think there might be something in this that most people are overlooking, and I'll get to that in a second. This new ride would go where the crypt was located, which makes sense because these rides are extremely compact, and it would also make sense to use some of the space that the crypt occupied. It's also a very logical addition, considering that they just removed a ride that flips you around a lot, and now they're adding one. Now here's the reason why I don't necessarily think this is a bad addition. In the article on KDFans.com, which I encourage all of you to read, they said that they don't think that this ride will be a clone of all the other free spins, which means Kings Dominion will make theirs bigger and have the tallest 40 free spin in the world. Now this isn't the greatest record, but it's still something, right? Now what could this larger model bring? We haven't seen anything like this yet, so I think we're kind of in the dark. The SNS website says that they offer two sizes of 40 free spins, the 6-element version and the 10-element version. So far, I think we've only seen the 6-element version. This is the one that's at practically every Six Flags park, but what looks like a 10-element option is currently being built at a new park in China and is set to open in 2020. So far, I could only find one picture of it, and I put the link to it in the description below. But basically, it just looks like a regular 40 free spin, but just a little bigger. So wouldn't it be cool if Kings Dominion got the largest one? Now I'm just going to throw this out there. I don't know if SNS does custom layouts on these things, but wouldn't it be cool if this coaster incorporated something that no other 40 free spin did? Like what if they were able to incorporate a heartline roll on these things? Or maybe the layout could be different to anything we've seen before. Now that would be really cool, but unfortunately, I don't know if the track can even go left to right, so I don't know if that's even an option. Now to be honest, this doesn't really surprise me that Kings Dominion is adding a 40 free spin instead of a wing coaster. Frankly, they haven't been spending that much money on new additions. Just look at the 2019 and 2020 editions, and the water park desperately needs a new slide. So it makes sense that their addition would be the budget-friendly option. Now obviously, this ride is a terrible replacement for Volcano, considering that Volcano was an extremely and exciting, unique ride, and this is just okay. But I think we should be glad that they're at least getting something, because there are other parks in the Cedar Fair chain like Dorney Park and Valley Fair that would love to have this. Now there are those people that say that this isn't technically Volcano's replacement, and we just have to wait for something better. I don't necessarily agree with them on this. 99% of the general public will consider this Volcano's replacement. So it basically is, and by the time they get another coaster, this would have been considered Volcano's replacement for so long that it's not even worth it to argue that point. Now what I find really interesting is that if Kings Dominion gets this, it initially blocks Six Flags America, which is 90 minutes away, from getting a 40 free spin. Kings Dominion is being savage because they block another park from getting the one and only decent coaster that they could afford. But I guess Kings Dominion will get what's coming to them when BGW opens their Giga Shuttle launch coaster in the same year, overshadowing this. So it looks like Kings Dominion could be getting a 40 free spin after all. And I know it's kind of a disappointment considering the fact that we could have gotten a wing coaster, but I think that we should all be grateful for what we get. At least we're not getting a super loop. When I saw that the Crypt was leaving King's Dominion, I had a terrible feeling inside that the ride replacing it was going to be a super loop. Valley Fair also has a super loop, so I knew it was possible. So I guess we need to count our blessings, because for all we know, King's Dominion could have added a stupid loop. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe if you want to see content just like this every week. And make sure to comment below your thoughts on King's Dominion getting a 40 free spin in 2021.